Polling booths have opened in Victoria in the first People's Assembly election. The vote will determine the Indigenous leaders who will help set the framework for statewide treaty negotiations, and is seen by the communities as a major step in the advancement of achieving an Aboriginal treaty. Victoria becoming the first state to reach this level in treaty negotiations.
Looking through a ballot containing all Indigenous names in a vote open only to Indigenous peoples, Aboriginal elder Kevin Coombs can't hide his delight. Australia's first Aboriginal Paralympian, he had to fly to the Games on a British passport as he was not yet recognised as an Australian citizen. Opening the vote for the first People's Assembly of Victoria, the 78-year-old says it's a major step towards self-determination.
A seat at the table, and we'll have an opportunity to talk with government and the Commission.
All Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Victorians over the age of 16 can vote. So far, over 2,000 have enrolled from a potential voting pool of 30,000. But the Treaty Advancement Commissioner says, considering the challenges of the community, that figure is substantial.
Homelessness, unemployment, the entrenched poverty, that's what we're dealing with. So to get over 2,000 enrollees and climbing, I think it's a pretty good effort.
More than 75 Aboriginal leaders have nominated as candidates for the 32-seat Assembly, experts calling it the biggest advancement in the treaty movement in decades.
Governments in Australia have said that they will negotiate treaties with Aboriginal people before, but Victoria now is the only state, the only government in Australia that has really gone through a really important process of self-determination.
That there shall be a treaty.
Prime Minister Bob Hawke made the declaration in 1988. It was never realised. Indigenous leaders say they will never give up.
It's about my grandchildren and the next 6 generations after that.
Voting remains open for the next 5 weeks. The elected body will then work with the government to establish the framework for treaty negotiations, taking a big step forward in a movement 240 years in the making.
If we're successful, it is going to right those wrongs that were committed on our communities in the past.
The federal government has the authority under the Constitution to overrule a state government treaty, but Uncle Kevin says he's determined to live long enough to see it through.
No, I'll see the completion.
Voting is open until the 20th of October. Abby Dinham, SBS World News.